Today we're going to learn how to solve one-step equations. So here we have equations where we just have one step to figure out what our unknown or our variable is. So in this example here we have x plus 3 is equal to 5. So we're starting with simple equations where you can sometimes from the numbers be able to figure out what they are, or you can do some guess and check. So what number plus 3 is equal to 5? 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. What we're going to work on though is a process to help us get to the answer, which is going to help us when we get to more difficult questions where it's not as easy to just guess what the answer might be. So what we want to do to solve for a variable or an unknown, which is represented by a letter, so that's called the variable, is we want to isolate it. And that just means that we want to get it on its own. So you can see here at the end that the x is by itself on one side of the equal sign. It doesn't matter if the x is on the left side or the right side, but we just want to have a single x on its own. So that will mean that we've isolated it. So what we're going to do is we are going to use inverse or opposite operations on each side of the equation. So here we are adding 3 to x. The opposite of adding 3 is to subtract 3. And I'm going to do that on both sides of the equation. So right now, x plus 3 is equal to 5. If I subtract 3 on the left side of the equal sign or the left side of the equation, I have to do the same thing to the right side. Otherwise, they're no longer equal to each other. So when I subtract 3, 3 subtract 3 is equal to 0. That means that I don't have this left on the left side anymore, and I'm just left with x. And when I subtract 3 on the right side of the equation, 5 subtract 3 is equal to 2. I can check to see if my answer is correct by coming back up here and substituting 2 in for x. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. So let's come over here and do the same question where we follow along ourselves. So I'm going to subtract 3. So the opposite of adding 3 is to subtract 3. So I'm just going to write that in a different color here. On the other side, we are first going to write down what is already there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to subtract 3. So what I do on one side of the equation, I have to do on the other. Otherwise, the two sides are no longer equal to each other. Now, when I have a positive 3, subtracting a 3, I'm left with 0. And when I'm adding 0, x plus nothing is just x. So I don't have to write that on this side anymore. So I'm left with just x. This means that I've isolated x. X is on its own on one side of the equation. And then 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So I've now solved the equation. So the x over here in x plus 3 equals 5 is equal to 2.